I'm going to tell you. Today, the most important story out there in the financial realm, and John Galt posted on Korea Liberty, was the fact that $2 trillion in credit card credit is going to be cut from the accounts of credit card holders. That doesn't mean debt. It just means if you have a $35,000 credit limit or a 10, whatever, it's going to be cut in half. By squeezing the middle class, you need to understand that credit cards are necessary fill-ins for a lot of people's budgets. Without that credit, the country is going to come to a screeching halt. Remember this, $9 trillion going into bankers' pockets and ultimate spa memberships and everything else, but not a dollars everywhere, and on the public none was spent. Dollars everywhere, it's given to the bankers who are bent. The point that you need to understand is this, is that $2 trillion will be taken out of the public trough, denied. This is what I tried to tell you. For those of you that hear this out, you didn't listen to me on your IRAs, 401ks, and KIOs, and now you're struggling because some of you are locked out of your hedge funds, some of you are locked out of IRA, KIO, or 401k redemptions. Those of you that have life insurance policies with cash value, you'd better take what you can take or borrow what you can borrow now, because the life insurance companies haven't even begun to prove or to show their vulnerability to all the stuff that's come crashing down. There is no transparency in that market. Both John Galt and I have warned you about it. So for those of you that are needing cash, if you can take out your 401k, somebody says, well, I'm worried about the tax ramifications. Hear me, worry about your bloody life. That's what we're talking about. It is not just your 401k. You see, that's the problem. Each man seeks his own, and not the things of God. Everybody is so, if I told you how many desperate pleas I've had for funds through my email, heartbreaking, it would break your heart. And to the best of my ability, by the grace and of God and what I'm able to do and what others who are able to do, I mean, this is serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. These are your fellow citizens. And let me share this with you. It's easier to give them a Dare to Prepare by Holly Dale and get that book in their hands than basically have them come not take you away, but blow you away to get what you got. People say, oh, we're more civilized than that. Oh, give it a week. Come on. You know you're not civilized. The only thing that keeps you civilized is that for those of you that have had your base instincts and lust controlled or dealt with by the living God and the mercy of God, but when it comes, push comes to shove, I can't tell you how many people will smile at the same time they're just waiting to cut my throat or your throat. I got news for you. I understand that. This is a good question from John. He said, Steve, could the nuclear conflict that's going to happen could be the go signal for martial law in the U.S.? When the first story showed up, my thought was that this was done to get the war between the two countries going. Thanks for your time. It is my understanding, John, that the war between the two countries, meaning India and Pakistan, will be well on its way, and that will be utilized as an additional cover war for what's going to happen with Iran. Iran has already warned the United States. In case you haven't seen Debka, I get a kick out of people. Well, I don't like Debka. It's not a reputable news source. Well, I got news for you. It sure is tied to Israeli intelligence, so if they're telling you what's in the Middle East or in the Persian Gulf or moving into position, maybe you ought to just quit pretending you know it all and learn something. See, in intelligence gathering, you have to take the good with the bad, spit out, you have to sort it out, but when it all lines up, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you this, you probably have a pretty good indication what's going to go on. The people that know, the people that still love this country, the people that still care and still remember fighting World War II, again, there's no knowledge in the land. If you watch the average man on the street that Leno interviews, Jay Leno, you just got to shake your head sometimes because it's absolutely beyond anybody's, let's just say this, any intelligent person's thinking process. How could this be possible? Then you got a wonderful two-word answer: public education. You know, we're just talking about. By the way, John, the number you gave me just based on the 14,750 is only off by a matter of 4. It would be closer to 84 or 90,000, not the 20,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to bring on Darren Craddock from Enerfood, because I had a chance to talk to a guy that we both know that literally was absolutely restored, almost miraculously to health. And his story, I think, is one that you'll want to hear, because I'm going to share it with you. And then Darren and I are going to talk about Interfood. After talking to my friend who's been on this stuff for about a year, and I knew him when he didn't have hair. I knew him when he was basically, fighting for his life. To see the turnaround of his life is spectacular. I'm going to urge you all to contact Interfood, actually EnterHealth, and get the Interfood. I bought a case of it because you've got to understand you're going to be controlled by food, your health, your thought process, everything. I don't see much hope for talk radio past the inauguration. So please listen to what we say when we come back. You're listening to Q Files. I'm Steve Quayle. We'll be right back.